Welcome everyone to my first easy gold gun guide of Black Ops Cold War. Now today we are going to be covering how to get gold easily on the shotguns. Now there are only two of these guns in the game as of launch, and that is the Gallo SA-12 and the Howard 77. And this alongside the camo challenges makes this class one of the easiest in the game to actually complete. However, there are still some challenges here that do take a decent amount of time to complete and can be quite a challenge for people trying to get gold shotguns. But before we do get into the camo guide, make sure you do subscribe to the channel. I do upload Cold War videos almost every day, including news videos, tips and tricks, discussion videos, and a lot more. I'm starting to get more gold guns in Cold War, and alongside this, Nuketown 24/7 alongside with double XP and double weapon XP is coming very soon. So I have a lot more gold gun guides planned, so make sure you subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss them. So without wasting any more time, let's start off with the game mode you will be playing. Now, other than getting headshots and point blank kills, which we'll be talking about a little bit later, you can actually play either hardcore or core. I did in between both of them, but I always stayed in domination for the more consistent and predictable spawning. So do whichever you feel more comfortable with. You could go with Hardpoint, to be fair. I mean, I personally prefer domination because the spawns are more predictable and you kind of guess where people are coming from easier. But if you prefer Hardpoint, then go with that. It's whatever what you feel more comfortable with, really. The next thing we're going to address today is the class setup. I use the exact same setup for almost all of the challenges which we'll be talking about today. So if you want to use the same setup, copy what I've used here on screen. These setups are both for the Gallo and the Howard, and they basically have the exact same playstyles besides the fact that one is semi-auto and one is a pump action. Now, for all the challenges we'll be talking about in today's video, we will be ignoring the first set of challenges because it's just straight up kills. I mean, that's quite obvious. So let's just begin with the headshots. You need to get 50 headshots of each shotgun, but for me personally, the headshots for shotguns were done passively. I never really felt like I was going for them. However, I do have some tips on getting them if you are struggling. Now, the first thing that I would do is use an optic and the duck bill choke muzzle. If you copied the class setup from earlier, then all you have to do is add an optic, so I recommend removing the speed tape attachment. The reason I say these attachments is so you can get a clear shot on the head, and so most of the vertical spread is reduced, which removes the possibility that the shots hit the chest instead of the head. I would also 100% go for headshots in hardcore. It just makes the most sense when it's a one shot to the head, and it's been the best thing to do for years. Obviously, aim for the head, that goes without saying. However, the shotguns do give you some leniency with the vertical spread, so do bear that in mind. The only other things that I can say about headshots is try to flank your enemy or use stun and flash grenades. They can't really react to you lining up a headshot. But I would also like to say that leave the challenges for last. I would definitely try and leave these for the last things to do. You'll most likely get a decent amount of headshots from leveling up the gun and doing other challenges. And these can be some of the hardest challenges to complete, so save them for the final thing to do. The next camo challenge that I want to cover today is the Bloodthirsties. Now, you need to get 25 kill streaks with each shotgun, which is definitely a lot, and the hardest iteration of this challenge we have ever seen. But I do have a particular strategy that I use for getting these done quickly. I personally played core for this challenge, and the reason is you can react when you get shot at, whereas in hardcore, if you get shot at, you're most likely dead. But I don't think that you should rule out hardcore completely. It's down to what you think works best for you. I could definitely see why you would pick hardcore. I also think that Hardpoint is probably the best for this, and that's because most people focus on the objectives, so if you stray away from it slightly, you can catch any stragglers that might be on their own, or not expecting you for some free and easy kills. Now, obviously, there's not a hardcore Hardpoint, so if you do want to go into hardcore, I'd recommend domination. Just once again for the consistent spawning, because something like TDM spawns can flip really easily. However, in domination, it's actually quite more difficult to flip spawns. So for the first couple kills in a streak, you want to push people. Try and risk your life to get the streak started because you don't have anything to lose yet. Once you start to get into the 3 or 4 kills area of the streak, however, that's when you want to start to play it safe. This will hopefully be around the time you get a field mic. You want to basically sit on or around the field mic and use it for intel on where the enemies are coming from. Now, I would like to say, it doesn't seem like people run Ninja like they do Ghost or Cold Blooded, so the field mic is pretty reliable intel, but don't trust it fully. Just because someone isn't on that radar doesn't mean they're not there. Once you have that field mic planted, or even if you don't, and a lot of people won't like what I'm about to say here, but camp. You don't have to just sit in one corner until you die or get the Bloodthirsty, but you don't really want to move around too much and risk losing your streak. Look, going for 20 Bloodthirsties on every gun in the game is difficult, so don't be ashamed to camp to get it done. Other than those tips, not really a lot more I can say. With a challenge like this, it really does depend on how the enemy plays, the map you're on, what field upgrades they used, and so on and so forth. Once you start to get used to adapting to different scenarios and playstyles of the enemies, and the different variables of the game, that's when the Bloodthirsties will start to pour in. So the next challenge to talk about is the Longshots. Now this is actually probably one of the easiest challenges to do on the shotguns besides the straight up kills. And that's down to how short the range is for a kill to count as a long shot, which is only 14 meters. And as you can see from the gameplay, that is literally nothing. So the only thing I can say for this challenge is do not underestimate the reach that these shotguns have, because although they are short range weapons, especially in hardcore, you can basically cross map people with them. If you are struggling to get long shots done, or you just want to get them out of the way, then 100% play hardcore, because you'll get them really easily. But I do recommend ignoring these completely, as you will start to see them unlock themselves when you just play normally. Next up, we have the detected, stunned, or blinded kills. Now you need to get 75 of these to get the challenge done, and this is once again where field mics come into play. For this challenge in particular, you can play either core or hardcore, because in hardcore, if you have a field mic down, it does count as a detected kill, even though there is no radar, which is nice. Now, all you want to be doing is slapping these field mics in secret areas where the enemies are less likely to find and destroy them. Very simple challenge. You can also use flash and stun grenades to your advantage here, since it does also count for stunned and blinded kills, but I mainly just use field mics and spy planes to get this done quickly. Just two more challenges to talk about here, so let's quickly wrap this up. Now, the next challenge is the dreaded 75 point blank kills. Now, I did make a whole video dedicated to this challenge, which is up on my channel, so if you want to watch it, then I'll leave a link down in the description below, but I will quickly sum up how to get this challenge done extremely quickly. So you want to hop into combined arms and cherry pick for the maps Crossroads and Armada. Cartel is borderline useless for this, and you want to play the flanking game. Get in the enemy spawn, sneak up behind them and shoot them in the back. With the correct class setup and playstyle, you can get this done in about an hour or two. People in combined arms are so clueless, you can kill someone right next to another guy, they won't even notice, so use this to your advantage. Once again, a full video on this challenge is on my channel, so go check it out in the description below, but I pretty much just told you what to do, so you know, that's up to you. Now, finally, we have the double kills. To complete this challenge, you want to get 25 double kills, and there are various ways you can do this. Hardcore domination, core hardpoint, but I would say mainly just play the objective, since that's where you'll find the most enemies grouped together. I would like to say domination on checkmate here is probably your best friend, because everyone pushes that B flag. Like, literally the entire two teams will be on the B flag like 90% of the time. So if you want to get these double kills done quickly, just rush the plane with a shotgun and you'll be great. Over time, you'll start to find this challenge is actually very straightforward, and you should get it done in a short amount of time. With the class setup that I recommended at the start of the video, there shouldn't really be any issues here, but obviously if you do have any, leave a comment down below. And there you go. If you've watched this far, hopefully you have everything you need to go and get gold and diamond shotguns in Black Ops Cold War. If you have any questions or issues with certain challenges, or if I missed anything, then please leave a comment down below. I'm always ready to help with any issues you may run into with getting these done, but I think I covered everything that should help you. So anyway, thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed and found this video useful, then please subscribe to the channel. I have a lot more guide videos coming for this game in the near future, and I do upload almost every day. So once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.